completed an entire program. I went back online, get my official transcripts, and there was no school. I created my own lane. And so a lot of times, Marissa, when people see that you created something that maybe they couldn't, admiration turns into envy.
Why not drop doctor from your name if you cannot bring forth that doctoral degree?
So I've already covered this, right? And we're here obviously to talk about my new book. So I've earned the title. I have multiple degrees, and I'm not going to prove anything to anybody. And we're going to leave it just as that. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a fuck what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit.
What up, everybody? I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel. As you guys can see by the title of this video, as well as the intro, we're here yet again to speak about Cheyenne Bryant. Now, if you did not watch the original video, I need you guys to go watch that. And just looking at the comments, I'm so happy we were all on the same page. A lot of us didn't know about this lady from a can of paint, which means I got the right people following me. Because I'm like, who the fuck subscribes to this shit? Like, just the way this lady talks, the way she carries herself, the way she is not conducive to someone that I would follow, let alone someone that holds a doctorate, PhD, okay? Or someone that is holding therapy sessions. But I mean, I guess it's America. Okay, this is where dreams come true. And if you guys are not aware of the debacles, Cheyenne Bryant, I play too much. Cheyenne Bryant is out here passing herself off as a therapist, and it has been biting her in the ass so bad because now people are asking her for her credentials. Now, although this is not a new thing, this is something that keeps getting brought up every year or so. Like, I've literally been digging into this, and I'm like, bro, I see videos from a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago of people calling out if she has a degree or not. Or people just like, you know, like writing things online like, you know, I don't think she's licensed. I don't think she went to school. And I'm like, it's fascinating how she actually got away with this. Additionally, looking at a lot of you guys' comments, I realized that this gets worse than her just passing herself off as a therapist and her not being licensed or having a PhD. Allegedly, she's been running scams forever. Now, the thing is with Dr. Cheyenne, she's not just an online therapist. She was also a video vixen. She was on Basketball Wives. Somebody had told me that apparently, okay? I couldn't find too much information on this, but she also ran for mayor at one point of some city, bitch. I don't know, Sims, Monopoly.
This is my thing, right? When you have two black people running, because I did this with Los Angeles, I was running for LA mayor. And then I seen our mayor, Karen Bass, come in as a candidate. And she was running against a white male, a Republican, and it was neck to neck. And I knew that had I stayed in the race, neither one of us would have ran because two black people will split the vote. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying, right, Mark? So what I'm saying is I pulled out so that Karen could win. Right. And she barely won, like Mark is saying, I'm talking about by a needle. Had I even took 200 of her votes, then she wouldn't have won. So I think that Cornell needs to pull back if we want Kamala to win because he's going to take her votes.
I don't know. And she was collecting money, like selling merchandise and everything, but she never filed the paperwork. Like, let me do bagay la fête with him. Like, I think that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant definitely deserves a deep dive. Like, I need to literally, like, sit down for at least, like, 2 weeks looking into this because it's like every time I look into her, something else just pops up, but then it's hard to find everything about that specific situation. It's kind of like with the whole Dr. Umar situation. It was like finding verified information on a lot of his controversy has been extremely difficult. So that's why even my part 2 is taking a long time, but I promise y'all, bro, it is coming. And added to that point, I really think that they should get together. I think they should be married. Like, you know, they both single. They both running out of time. I hate to say it like that, but they both running out at a time. In terms of, you know, they're more than likely going to get locked up eventually for their schemes, because I would hope all their victims will come together to file a class action lawsuit for giving these scammers money for things that they are never going to provide. It's just, you know, like they both seem to be on the same level of scammery and tomfoolery. And I ship it. Let me know down below if you guys ship it, because I ship it. I think they should have one grand wedding at the Supreme Court, where they're going to be very, very soon, because everything is just catching up to them. Like, or maybe, you know what? Or maybe Coach Stormy. That's another scammer I need to talk about. Like, I've been watching this shit for a minute, and now the FTC has caught up to her and they're like filing shit against her. It's getting real bad for these scammers, and I love to see it. I absolutely love to see it. And for those of you guys who like to sit here and be like, oh, well, you know, y'all always trying to tear a black person down. Like, why would you be happy that a black person is getting caught up? Because y'all need to stop this shit. This is why we cannot elevate. Okay, this is why we're not going nowhere, because y'all like to sit here and glorify these fucking idiots. It blows my mind that there were people out here defending Cheyenne. And a lot of the defense that I saw was that people were like, oh, well, she didn't hurt anyone, right? You know, she didn't cause any harm. Well, we have a victim that has spoken out, and you guys are attacking her too.
I want to make this very clear. I want to thank everybody for support, but also you have your naysayers in the background. Me speaking out is not about me trying to tear somebody down. It's not looking for a platform. I want to educate us. And it's so sad that when we speak up and talk about issues that are going on in our community, the people who speak up get attacked. When you suffer from PTSD and you had two, you think I wanted to reach out to her looking for platforms? You think I wanted to reach out just for myself? No, I wanted to help, which is what I have now. And suffering from a traumatic brain injury, things look different for me than everybody else. So please don't put your experiences on me. But what I will say, encourage each other and speak up when things go wrong. Don't attack people for speaking up. Encourage people to speak up. You guys be blessed, but this stuff, we have to start taking care of each other and stop hurting each other.
Now, let's pause to read now, shall we? This girl made this video after a post that she made about being Cheyenne's former client. Now, I understand that there are some concerns that this girl might be lying and she might be making it up. And, you know, her and other people are probably going to come out and just say that they were clients for clout. But I don't think people will be that crazy, but at the same time, clout is the new crack. But let's just read the original post that kicked all of this off. I will not knock anyone for having an honorary doctorate who has done the work to obtain one, such as myself. However, make sure people are informed of that. I want to explain something from my personal encounter with #Dr. Bryant, informing me that she was a woman and family therapist. This was during the time my therapist wasn't available and I wanted another Black woman therapist. Plus, I enjoyed some of the advice she was giving. In our initial appointment, I was never asked intake questions about myself, which was confusing. I didn't sign any forms or anything. I felt like I was talking to my homegirl who was giving advice. The conversation was about her multiple engagements to some men and how she sees herself then getting to really know me, which was why I didn't rebook. In the moment, I was dealing with anxiety due to PTSD and was looking for guidance. But I fell into depression after speaking with her because I wasn't in a space to hear how I wasn't a high-valued woman. I was looking for tools to learn and cope with what I was going through. I knew something was off, and I did tell people that, but I was called a hater. I am thankful that people are paying attention, but I'm mostly bothered about her lack of accountability for lying to the public. This is a reminder to make sure people are licensed therapists with proof. Y'all, she ain't say nothing but a word. Like, if this is actually true, like, this is so fucked up. The fact that you had one session with her and she had the nerve or audacity to tell you you weren't a high-valued woman is red flag. Like, red flag number a million. No therapist is going to dig into you like that first session. Not even third, fifth. Like, first of all, therapists don't use that language. Let's just start there. Therapists don't use that language, okay? And if they are going to say something like that to you that is that raw and that emotionally triggering, they're going to wait a good minute before they tell you something like that. Not first session. The fact that she didn't do intake, that's another red flag. The fact that she was talking to you about her, huge red flag. I have had my current therapist for 2 years. My past therapist was kind of like a replacement for the therapist that I had for like maybe, oh my God, I miss her so much every fucking day. But I had her for maybe 2 years. So this therapist I currently have, I think might be my longest, next to the one that I had prior to that. Now, mind you, I didn't fire any of these people. These people kept quitting their job, bro. I fired 2 therapists before. Yep, I fired 2 therapists. One because they gave me too many meds and it just didn't make sense, and another because I don't know, she just lost the plot. But other than that, I've been at the same company forever. One of the therapists, she ended up leaving because they wasn't paying her for her. I said, bitch, get your bag. Okay, bye, girl. I'm gonna miss you. I love you, girl. Then they replaced her with somebody else. I just didn't really care for her, and God heard me. Okay, I didn't even have to fire her. She ended up leaving, and then I got this therapist, and I absolutely love her. I don't know anything about any of these people that I've had therapy sessions with. Not a damn thing. The most I know about my current therapist is that she's a Jamaican. Okay, she's Jamaican-American. That's all I know. Because that's not what it's about. You should not be talking about yourself in therapy. On occasions, I will ask her questions, like because I'm Haitian, obviously. So there are times I'm like, oh, like, let me know, like, is this something y'all do in y'all culture? Because I don't get why my parents act like this or da da da. And it's like, that's why it's so unfortunate because we are so ignorant to mental health services that we keep getting got like this. We are so ignorant to how it's really supposed to go in a session, right? How you are really supposed to be treated in a medical setting, that we just be letting shit slide. And this is not even just on the therapy tip. I feel like it's bigger on the therapy tip because we really don't like have access to it. Okay. Many of us don't have access to it, and many of us just never been through it before. But in a lot of medical settings, we are so lost and we genuinely don't know what to do. A lot of us don't know people that are in active therapy, so we don't know what to look out for. And that's one of the main reasons she more than likely was able to get away with this. She sits there and she gives us a bunch of word salad. She gives a few things here and there that are some facts, that are some truths, right? And then she's able to charge you $300 to $500 for a session because, she worked under a license, but she don't got a license no more. And she don't want to be licensed because she want to help the people.
When I got my doctorate, I transitioned to a psychology expert, a life coach, so that my hands wouldn't be tied behind my back. Because when I'm a therapist working for a nonprofit under a license, there's so many things that you cannot do. So just to educate some folks a little bit, a license is really only needed so you can bill insurance. And let me go a step further. Majority of people who know that in order to bill insurance as a therapist or a physician or a psychologist, psychiatrist, you have to diagnose. Okay. Most people don't want to have a diagnosis on their record. So what do they rather do? Pay out of pocket. And so when I realized that, I thought, well, okay, it may create a gap within our community, our Black community, who can't afford health care or afford mental health services. But it also is a way that, as a therapist, 2 things: you can obviously make what you deserve, because therapy is real. We're giving everything we have in there, and we're unpacking shit, and we're helping you process through things. So it's not us sitting there, well, if you're an effective therapist, saying, tell me more. You should be unpacking, and you should be able to take somebody and drive with them to their goal and give them tools. So anyways, when I realized that, I thought, well, 1, I'll just be out of pocket. 2, when I tell my clients the truth, is that in order to bill insurance, I have to diagnose you. And you only get about 6 weeks. In order for me to get 6 more weeks approval, guess what? I have to say that you are slightly improving, but really, not there. Come on now. So if anything happens in the court of law, if anything happens with employment, that is on your record forever.
She got to diagnose you in order to work with insurance. All this fucking bullshit. It's so sad because I ain't gonna hold you. It's a perfect scam. Like, I will say, I give her credit on that end. She's a mastermind scammer. Hats off to you. The devil would be proud, but this is fucked up on so many different levels. Understand. Okay, like I said in my previous video, I think part of the problem is we don't take mental health seriously as a community. Put it this way, right? If you had a heart attack, you'd make sure you went to the hospital and you would follow up with a cardiologist and your PCP. Your brain is just as important as your heart. It is not, and it will never be okay to discredit those that have went to school to be able to help us with our mental health. It is not okay for people to be going around giving fake ass sessions, acting like they can help us with our mental health. And it is damn for sure not okay people to be out here dragging someone, coming out talking about their experience on how someone damaged their mental health worse than it already was from lying about being a legitimate therapist. Like, that's point blank period. Like, I'm very sick and tired of people in our communities defending bullshit just because, they're Black. Who gives a fuck? Like, if anything, we should all be embarrassed. If anything, everybody should be calling her out. Everybody should be making videos. Everybody should be making those calls. To be honest, I'm trying to figure out where the fuck do I report her to? Like, I still haven't figured out what degree she got. Like, I'm telling you right now, she's more slippery than Dr. Umar. And Dr. Umar was slippery, babes. Like, he was very slippery. This one right here, it is so hard to find legitimate information on her because I don't think there is any. I think this bitch is just a wannabe influencer and she found the lane and she stuck to it. She was like, you know what? People like my advice, so I'm just going to call myself a doctor. I'm going to say I'm giving therapy, but you already know ain't nobody going to check on that shit. The fact that she's been featured in so many different things scares me. Like, this shit is deeper than just us as a people believing this bitch, okay? Literally, this woman has been featured on MTV, my guy. Okay, she's been featured on so many different online shows, TV shows, interviews. She's out here doing freaking live sessions with people, celebrities, and they didn't even check her shit. Like, what really like boggles my mind is that she has the nerve, gall, audacity to be calling them sessions. So let me just pause right there and correct myself. They're not sessions, they are podcasts, okay? They are content, they are videos, okay? She's out here posting videos that she's passing off as sessions.
My dad raised me. How come you couldn't save your mom? Don't avoid. Sit in that.
Low functioning woman will allow you to function low with them, Nick. You could not function that low.
So this is
Nick,
everyone's low functioning at some point in their
You
life.
cannot function low with a woman of my functioning, not
See,
because
now
I'm
you're challenging
superior,
me.
not because I'm superior. Listen to me, say this real quick. Not because I'm superior to any other woman, but because I do have leverage. I've been in my field for 17 years, so we get that. But I've done the work, meaning you won't have an opportunity to get hostile with me, and you may want to flee, but fleeing would not get you a payoff with me. Wait a
I'm
minute.
not the hostile individual.
That's my point. All of my sessions have been live for the most part. My sessions with Nick Cannon, Cam Newton, Shannon Sharp, B. Simone, they have all been for the world to see, right? So no one knew who Dr. Bryant was prior to seeing all of my sessions that were live. And they deemed it, as well as I did before they did it, they can't validate me, I validated myself, they deemed it as my work being effective.
This is for my new graduate counselors entering the field. I want you to know that you cannot do meaningful client work on a podcast, a YouTube video, or on a national televised platform. We saw Cheyenne Bryant talking about how her sessions were live. And these sessions for the maximum were about 2 hours. And you cannot do meaningful clinical work in 2 hours. The people entering the field who may have that anxiety that I have to prove myself in one session. I have to make sure I fix my client in one session. I have to prove that I am the most effective counselor in one session. That is not how it works. As a counselor, it is not your job to fix anyone. You create an environment for people to return home to themselves. That's how I see it. I do believe that we all have an inherent ability to heal. We all have an inherent wisdom. And we as counselors, our job is to create that environment where people return to themselves, where people have compassion for themselves, where people forgive themselves, where people are able to look at the past through a different lens. That is what EMDR is all about. So as you are entering the field, I don't want you to feel so pressured that I have to fix my client in one session. And when you are invited to a podcast or a televised platform, know that you are there for an interview. Please do not go in with the mindset that you are going to heal the host. You are a guest who is going there to spread mental health information.
Like, I'm trying to think, like, okay, I'm thinking maybe Dr. Phil would be somebody that we can compare to this, but like, we all know Dr. Phil is a talk show host. Like, we all know Dr. Phil was a talk show. Like, we're not really going to see any of that, or he's not passing any of those interviews as sessions, especially as someone that literally does therapy and has been in therapy for years, has been medicated, is now like not medicated. It's just like, I'll be fucking damned if my therapist would sit here and record our sessions and put it on their damn YouTube channel. Like, and I think that's something that needs to be talked about as well. I know a lot of people watching this probably seen this girl's response, seen what she said about Dr. Cheyenne. I need to stop calling her that. About Cheyenne, and are like, well, why the fuck would you book an influencer, right? Like, why would you book somebody that's a public figure to be your therapist? And I think there's a lot that needs to be said on changing times. I feel like a lot of people see influencers and they trust them a little bit more because they are technically We are regular people. At the end of the day, when I turn off this camera, I go sit on the couch and I watch a Netflix show. I might go drive to my man's house right after this. I might go visit my parents, run some errands, so at the end of the day, I completely understand it because there's something relatable about having access to an influencer, but most notably being able to see what your therapist would be like in real life before you meet them. If any of you guys have ever done therapy before or in general, right? When you go to see a doctor, you don't know anything about them. You just know their name. You sometimes can't even Google these people. Like a lot of times their pictures aren't even really coming up. And if they are, they're like 10 years old, right? You know nothing about any of your medical providers. So there's something a little bit comforting, I would assume, about like seeing someone online, realizing they're a therapist and they do sessions and, seeing that you might vibe with them, right? I think another piece that's very important is that as Black women, a lot of times we want someone that can understand us the best. So we're going to pick other Black women as our therapists. Now, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of Black woman therapists out there. If you guys are not aware, there is a website called Black Girl Therapy. I hope I got that right, but there's a website. I should probably keep that in my description. I actually have free sources down below that are linked at all times. Or maybe I took it out. I'm not sure. But for this video in particular, for sure, I'm going to make sure it's down there. But I always have like free ways to get mental health services, etc. Because I'm not going to hold you. And that links back to my previous point about people just like not taking mental health seriously. Like, I'm just going to say it right now because I've said it numerous times. I feel like a lot of you just don't want to go. And that's fine. But just say that, right? The whole idea of, oh, it's inaccessible and da 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 da. Like, I get that. Okay, the people that really don't have access, I get that. But for a lot of you guys have insurance that covers therapy, but you just don't want anyone to tell you about yourself. That's literally just what it is. And it can be extremely difficult. But I implore you, if you genuinely have access, okay? For those of you guys who are in school, more than likely there's someone in your school that you can speak to. From the guidance counselor, there's on-site social workers and stuff like that that can give you therapy sessions. When I was in college, and I remember I didn't have insurance, I literally was getting therapy from I forgot, I don't remember what her position was, but she was qualified to give me sessions, and she gave me sessions throughout like my entire junior and senior year. Like, when I'm telling you I was falling apart, like, so it's like y'all need to really, like, if you truly want to, you will find the services, okay? Like, it's something that you really have to do for yourself if you think you truly need it. And I feel like when it comes to these victims that are going to start coming out, because I guarantee you this is not a first time thing, because I guarantee you, right, this is not going to be the last. There's going to be other people coming out because Cheyenne actually does offer sessions, okay? She's talked about it a few times, but I'm very sure now that one person has spoken out, other people are going to start speaking out as well. I feel bad that people are trying to discredit this lady and more than likely are going to try to discredit the other people that have come forward, because that's not okay. These people were going through something. They sought help from someone that they thought was a legitimate professional, and they did not get that help and then came out worse. I don't think they should be badgered, disrespected, or discredited for that. I truly believe that this woman is a piece of shit. Like, Cheyenne is literally a piece of shit. Like, I cannot. Like, she might be one of the very few people that I've made videos about that I'm like, oh my God, I'm actually truly disgusted, because it just doesn't make any sense. Like, why do you think it made sense? Like, I want to know what the timeline was in her mind from everything that she's done in her life to tell herself, like, hey, I'm just going to start calling myself doctor. Because although she keeps saying she earned it, she did this, she paid for it, it's like, but we have no proof of any of that. Okay, like, we have no proof, and you can't give us the proof. Not only do you not have the degree, you can't get the transcripts because the school shut down and you claim you don't have access, but there's no graduation photos. There's no, I mean, there's a classmate that came out, but they didn't really clarify on if she actually graduated or not. If anything, they made everything worse by saying she was always calling herself doctor before she was even a doctor.
Hey y'all, my name is Shalonda. Last name Kanyete, but most people call me Dr. K. And I went to school with Cheyenne Bryant, the very same school she got her degree from. Hold on. See that? Argosy University. We went to school. She was already calling herself doctor. We got into an argument about it one time because the dialogue we were having in class was, do we call ourselves doctor even though we weren't completed with school? And she said she paid so that she could be a doctor. And I said, being called doctor isn't that damn important, because there's no difference than anything else. What's important is the work we do. But we got into a very heated argument about it. And our instructor said, you cannot say that you're a doctor if you haven't completed your dissertation and done with school. Period. But me and Cheyenne used to get in a lot of arguments about shit. And one of the things that she said she wanted to do was, she wanted to be the next Ayanna Van Zandt. So she went to a lot of her courses, studied up under her. Now, I don't know if she graduated or not, but I do know, as I just showed you, that I have my diploma. Now, what I can say is, she is correct. We cannot get a psychology license with our degree because the school lost its accreditation. And that's really fucked up. It's really fucked up. So we paid a lot of money for that shit. But what I'll tell you is this. I still can, but we'd have to go back to school and do a program. And that's how we would get our degree. Can you still get your credits? Hell yeah. I had to get a job for the government, goddamn. I also am in private practice, goddamn. You can still get all the class, all your credits, your transcripts. You get access to that. You can't not get that. What the fuck is that? That's not true. So yes, she still can get it. She just lied. Now what I can say again, if she did go to school, because I went with her, we were in a couple of classes together. But what I don't know is if she graduated or not. Because if she did, she'd have been able to do this. Pause.
So it comes to a point. It comes to a point. It's like, what exactly do you want us to do? Like, realistically, I think that she's just going to keep doubling down until this boils over again. Because, again, this has happened numerous times where people have called her degree into question. Now, Cheyenne has been doing this for years. God knows how many legitimate clients she has. God knows how many reoccurring clients she has. But I would love to know if you happen to be watching this and you are a client of hers. Like, I'm just very curious. Comment down below what your experience was. I highly doubt anyone watching this would be a former client of hers, but I am very curious, so I'm just putting it out there. Comment down below, where do you think this is going to lead? Because realistically, I genuinely believe that Cheyenne is going to get in some legitimate shit, because not only is this practicing medicine without a license, this is multiple counts of wire fraud. Like, because you're charging people for a service, shit, a medical service in which you are not qualified to do. Like, you're committing fraud. So, like, this is, what the government gonna catch wind of this. You know, they've been on top of their shit these days. They've been really out here cracking down on shit, especially with them PPP loan scammers and shit. We made videos about that. Make sure you guys check down the playlist. I'm just link everything I've been referencing. Like, I really don't think she understands how serious everything she's doing is. You know, she's taking this as, oh, everybody's haters, she don't owe us shit, etc. But it's like, no, ma'am. You can't do what you're doing legally and get away with it. Maybe for a little bit, but eventually shit does hit the fan. I hope this is the last time this shit comes up. I hope people have learned their lesson and stop supporting this weirdo. Okay, because like it just, this one is probably one of the most ridiculous ones. Like, I feel like with a lot of these scammers, sometimes you could kind of give them the benefit of the doubt, right? Sometimes you could kind of like pick an angle, stay there and be like, you know what? I like their personality, so I'm still going to support them. Or, you know, they still did some good for some people, or, you know, they educate the community, so I'm still going to support them. What the hell does this girl do? Like, bruh, just absolute waste of fucking space. She doesn't contribute shit, okay? And the only reason she's getting away with this is because she's pretty, okay? Pretty privilege is real. Like, the only reason she's getting away with this is because she's a pretty woman. Like, I swear to you, oh, man, this is so sad. So, with that being said, comment down below. What do you guys think is going to end up happening? Do you guys think she's just going to be able to rebrand and start over? Do you guys think the government's going to come after her? Do you think more clients are going to come out? I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. With that being said, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy Haitian Heritage Month to my Zoes. Follow me on Instagram because it's popping over there. I do different types of content. For those of you guys who are on the Patreon or the memberships, or you are an investor, I love you so very much. If you're not part of the gang, I have a 7-day $1 trial active right now. Get to that shit. Stop playing games. Shout out to those of you guys who follow the other channels. Yes, we have multiple channels. I have a Haitian channel where I talk about Haitian, voodoo, politics, and folklore. And then I have a personal channel where I do vlogs, story times, etc. I actually just ended a story time series about the horrible charter school that I just quit horrible. I'm telling you, horrible, horrible. So if you guys really want a really good story time session, like literally, like I got 5 parts and they're all over an hour long. So make sure you guys head over to my personal channel. With that being said, I love you guys so very much. I can't wait to see you guys in the next upload. Even though I'm not seeing y'all are seeing me. I don't know why that just made me draw a blank. Anyways, y'all, like, share, subscribe, do all that, and I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye.